Okay, and we're getting a bunch of nasty errors here. Okay, we can see our log is being filled up with errors. Not all of the recipes, some of them are going through, but some of them are having errors. Okay, and so what I've done is I have added a print line here. So if response, I've printed out the URL. Okay. So this way, whenever we get a error, so let's say, for example, this line here, it's an error. Well, we know how to debug this because we can actually go ahead to this URL and see what's happening. So, okay, so immediately here we see that apparently the cook time is 0. So, I mean, for now, everything looks good. But then when we inspect this cook time, we see that it doesn't have the same structured information that we're looking for as prep time has. So see here, prep time has this meta item prop prep time, which we're actually getting, and then we're getting the content of this. Okay, so whenever the cook time is 0, it doesn't have that element. Okay, it doesn't have that structured information. So, you know, this is, such is life when you're building parsers. Parsers are something that, take a little bit of time to actually fine tune them, especially when you launch them into, or test them out on a full scale. You'll see that there are some specific cases where your parser, it doesn't actually do what it should do or stuff like that, just because maybe you have forgotten about a case or you didn't know about a case, right? So we didn't know that whenever the cook time was 0, then this website didn't actually put this meta item prop tag here, okay? So let's go ahead and now we just need to see the logs and fix all of the bugs one by one, okay? Well, bugs, I maybe wouldn't call them bugs, but we need to improve our parser, okay? So this first one is pretty easy to solve. So I'm going to say, for both prep time and cook time, I'm going to say, first I'm going to cut out this part here because this will give an error if we don't find anything. So I can say if tag, then tag is equal to tag, and then I can paste all of that, okay? And I'm going to do the exact same thing for cook time, okay? So that should fix that error because we're testing whether or not this tag exists first. So if it's not none, and so now we need to actually indent this all inside of the if tag, because we can only do that if the tag exists. Okay, so now we're getting an error here because what if the tag doesn't exist? Then what do we return, right? That's what PyCharm is saying. So else prep time is equal to 0, for example. Okay. And so we can simply always return prep time. So like that, we know that if there isn't a tag, we're returning a 0 in the prep time. I think it's the most reasonable thing to do. Here, the same thing. So I'm going to indent this inside. I'm going to give this a little bit more separation, else. And I'm going to say cook time is equal to 0. And instead of returning a none, I'm going to return cook time. Okay.